What's up? My name is Cryangel, and today I'm gonna be breaking down how to make new age plugin B. I started off with these chords in hybrid, bro. This VST, I'm telling y'all, this is like the best VST ever, bro. It's so unique and it's so like it really slept on, honestly. So I got the warm chamber strings from Soft Pads. Lay down these chords here. I just wanted something like super simple that I can like create some little repetitive melodies, almost like diary plug kind of melodies off of it. I started here, as you can tell, this is just like a really basic major ninth. Uh, this is, it's supposed to be this chord where you go note, skip, note, skip, note, but it just sounds like it has a certain quality I don't like. So I dropped down that C. This one has like more tension, as you can hear, and this one has less. So that's why I dropped it. This is just a minor ninth. And this one was supposed to be like one of these chords where you go three in between and then three in between or whatever. And then I just rearranged it a little bit. It has a little bit of tension, has this note that's out of the scale. So it has some cool uh like dissonance to it. Then I added this F to kind of transition back into itself. That kind of rhythm. This has um reverb on it and then just an EQ, just something simple on it. Next, I got this Love Letters EP from Xenology, and as you can tell, it's the same chords from earlier, just with this line here and then a little top line on it. There's not much I can really go into when it comes to the melody, because you know it's just pretty simple if you look at it. All right, it's just the same pattern over and over and over again throughout the entire thing. Right, it's just this thing repeated over and over and over and over again. This one, I like to do this pattern sometimes where you place a note and then you place another one above it, but then you place down a note that's lower than the first note, where it creates that. I saw that in like a YouTube tutorial when I was first making plugin B, and I don't know why that pattern is like very nostalgic for me personally. So I'll use that sometimes, but like I said in my other videos, I like to create something that's short, simple, and that can be easily like made. You can easily make variations on it. Like this is just simple. I copied it over again, just changed the notes, copied it, changed the notes, right? Same with this one down here, this little pattern here. It's just copied over. Oh, but like instead of going up to the A, this plays the G sharp again, stuff like that. But yeah, this is Love Letters EP in Xenology. It just has EQ and then Valhalla Supermassive on it. My bad if my voice sounds a little bit different. I am sick as hell right now, bro. But it's okay. I went back to hybrid and I got this dissonant bells one, which is simple bell under bells from hybrid. This is what it sounds like. You heard the pattern already. It's pretty cool. I put a ton of effects on it. I put delay, I put reverb, limiter, EQ, Valhalla Vintage Verb, and then EQ again. If you're wondering about my mixing process, I did drop a video on it. I'll put the link in the description, but there's only like 4 videos on this channel, so it's really not hard to find. Then I layered it again with this ARP. This is just one of my favorite ARPs ever. It's Melodic Signs under Arpeggios from Hybrid. It's so fire. I love it so much. I think this has, yeah, it's the same preset as the bells. And then I layered the chords with distant pulsar under action pads from Xband. It actually doesn't, I have, as you can tell, there's a ton of effects on there. This is what it usually sounds like. But I added just a bunch of stuff to really make it sound unique. I added Flangus, Vocodex, which is like a goated plugin, Vintage Verb, Neural Amp Modeler, delay, reverb. Added shaper box to give it like that, kind of like that four on the floor kick pattern, but a little bit slower. So it's like maxed volume or like normal volume, and then there's no volume, and then it's maxed again. A bunch of panning, but for the first two bars, it's like quick left, right, and then the next two bars, it's a slow left, right, and then just a bunch of EQs to make it sound good. Then I layered it with this ARP from Purity. This is Genocide ARP from Arby's Purity Banks. This is the same preset from the bells and also the sine ARP. But yeah, that's how I made the chords. This is what they sound like all together. I feel like ARPs are really slept on in pluggnb, man. You gotta tap into the ARPs. It just creates so much like movement and like atmosphere to it. It just makes it sound so good. Then I added some strings here. As you can tell here, the C is being repeated throughout the entire pattern. This C is also being repeated, except it's just at the start of each pattern. And then I have this line that just goes down and down like that. And then I just have like simple little oh, how did I even do that? What the fuck? I just have like simple little notes that create some atmosphere to it. Like that. This is drama strings from Xenology, and this has reverb, delay, EQ, and then a low cut on it. Next, I got this guitar here. And then it just repeats. And this second section is just an octave up of the first one. This is obviously just this pattern here, except this one is a C instead. Creates like, it has the same rhythm and mostly the same notes, but except this top one is just a little bit higher. It has a cool little rhythm to it, adds to it. This is actually from Flex. The only time I ever used this is when I was first starting FL, like I first switched to FL. Ovation Elite Plus. Bro, I was going through some of these presets here. They're actually so far. I feel like Flex is slept on, but like not at the same time. You get me? Like it's spammed when you first get started in FL, and then you never use it again. But there's some actually good presets in there. I got this reverb here, which is just convolver, but you go to blur white, and that's it, and it's turned on 50%. I have EQ, Valhalla Vintage Verb. I have delay, another EQ, and then another EQ. All right, now we have the wah guitar and the 12-string guitar. I'm gonna play them at the same time because they're the same pattern, but this is what they sound like. These just follow the notes of the chords. Like if you, I'll just copy it over here. As you can tell, like they're very similar, right? Like it just roughly follows the notes of the chords. This one not so much because if I followed the notes of the chords, it would be playing like this, and like I like dissonance in my music, but like that's too much in my opinion. Um, but kind of like the string pattern, how the how the strings were going down. I kind of wanted the opposite. I wanted it to slowly go up. So that's what I did there. This is Odi Wah in Purity, and then the other one is Fruit 12 string from Purity. They have the same mixture preset, which is from Wintfi, which has Valhalla Vintage Verb, Delay, EQ, Chorus, and Flangus. They both have a low cut, but the or the wah guitar has a high cut as well, whereas the 12 string doesn't. All right, the guitar. I like to have my guitars, sometimes I'll have them play for the whole time. Most of the time, I'll either have them come in during the last 4 bars or the last 2 bars just to like have some cool little, I don't know, almost like a solo in the middle of it. But this is what it sounds like. This is distorted guitar 2 in Xenology with mono and legato turned on. I believe this is also in XV5080. I know there's sometimes differences between XV and Xenology, but I didn't notice the difference, so I just use this no I just use the Xenology one. This one has Flangus, EQ, Valhalla Vintage Verb, and delay on it. But I was thinking when making this pad, I just wanted something to have this pattern. I've been using this I've been using damn. I've been using this a lot where I'll have a pattern that just goes da 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 like that. Usually it's like a background sound or whatever. And I just have it looped, but the second time is with like little grace notes. Then I added this sign. Okay, so I'm gonna play, this sign has effects on it that like make it sound completely different. So I'm gonna play it without the effects. It's a cool pattern, but obviously it's a background. It's supposed to be a background element. But I added these shaper box effects, and this is what it sounds like now. Just gives it way more character, makes it sound way more special, way different, bro. All right, so I have one shaper box where it has a halftime playing, and then it has a pan where it goes left to right, right? And then I have another, this is set on 50% mix. And then I have another one where it's a reverse, I believe. I think this is a reverse, right? Or pitch up 1 octave or whatever, right? Or pitches it up 1 octave, but this time the pan is reversed where it's going right then left. And this is also only being played at 50%. It also has reverb and EQ and then another EQ. I love doing this stuff with the shaper box because it just makes it sound like it transforms a super basic pattern into something that's like hella unique, hella interesting. I've been added this flute from Xenology. I just wanted something that had like a bunch of flourishes in it, like this, like that, and also something playing kind of sustained notes like I had with the sign lead here. Oh, I forgot. This is okay, it's not that. It's Cursed Sign from Arby's Purity Banks. One of my favorite leads. Sorry, I totally forgot to say that. And then this one is Double Flute from Xenology. But yeah, I just wanted something to have like kind of long sustained notes while also having like little flourishes and like little textures that you can hear in the background of like the entire melody. This one has delay, EQ, reverb, flanger. And this is what really gives it its character. This is the default preset, except I turned delay all the way up. This is what it sounds like without it. Right? It sounds normal, but when you add it, it just changes it just a little bit and it makes it sound so much better. And then I add another EQ to it. All right, for the last one, this looks sporadic, and I didn't make this. I went into, I believe it was this, and I just hit Alt A. Oh, it might have been this pattern here. I just hit Alt A or Option A because I'm on Mac. Alternate range 2 flip block, and then this is like on this setting of the time multiplier. And that's how I got this pattern for the ARP here, or for the harp, sorry. This is just to add like some little background sound to it, give the melody a little bit more body to it. This is Natural Harp from Xenology. And what really makes it is the mixer preset, which has Effector on Distort, and it's on like this setting here. You know, I'll tell you the truth, I really don't know what this shit does. I just kind of drag it to a random spot until it sounds good, and I turn bypass off. An EQ, another EQ, reverb, delay. This Valhalla delay set on the ghost mode is like actually some of the best delay ever. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what's about it, like what gives it that character, but the ghost delay is just so far in that. I have a limiter on it, EQ or holy shit, sorry, reverb, and then an EQ, and then another one. Just makes it sound so good. But yeah, that is the full melody there. I'm gonna let y'all listen to that real quick. All right, on to the drums. Not to like talk myself up or anything, but these drums are are crazy, bro. These drums are crazy. All right, I'm gonna get to the 808. Actually, not. I mean, it's just simple. It's just a simple pattern, right? And just simple 808 pattern with a slide note, right? I put this sub mix I use a lot. This is usually this is like what it sounds like by default. This is from the I think it's Bastard. Is that his name? It's like six Astard or some shit. It's so good. But it's from his kit. It is number 9. Is this his kit? I'm pretty sure this is his kit. At least that's what it said on Kits for Beats. You know, whoever's kit this is, it's the Angelo Jackson Maria kit. There's a lot of high end to it, so I just added this sub preset. It still keeps it like a unique 808 sound, but it just gets rid of that like busy high end. Then I use this clap here. This is a simple clap, bro. You don't need to hear the whole thing. Uh this one. I love this hi-hat, this Angel's hi-hat. I set the time to 140. In the top left, you can see, I think OBS cuts it off, but in the top left, if you hover over time, it'll say like clip tempo is this or whatever, like if you drag it around. With this hi-hat, I set it to 140 because that seems to be the most consistent where it's like on beat with the metronome and shit. So I set it there and I turn the out all the way up because without it, it sounds like this. And then that just gets like super busy, especially if I'm doing hi-hat rolls and shit like that. So this is what it sounds like. And then it just loops. I just wanted something that was like bouncy, catchy. Or maybe not catchy because of the drum pattern, but just something really bouncy to set like a good basis for the rest of the drums. The clap has nothing on it. The hi-hat has a lot of EQs and then reverb on it. Because without it, it sounds like this. And like that's really harsh in my opinion. I like my hi-hats to kind of be more soft like that. And then without the pan, it's just like all in your right ear. That low-key makes me uncomfortable. So I panned it 23% left. Out of this hot open hat here, this is Wint5's crash preset on it. Where's this one from? I think this is also from, yeah, it's from the Angelo Jackson Maria kit. Then I added this perk loop. I've been experimenting a lot with my drums. I feel like this perk loop is what like sets this beat apart, bro, from everything else I've made. Oh my god, it's just so weird and it's so interesting. It's also from the Angelo Jackson Maria kit. Damn, it's just so good, bro. I'm gonna stop mentioning what kit it comes from because most of the drum sounds come from here. You know, you can see this. There's some Wint5 ones and there's a Malibu one. Yeah, that's what sets it apart in my opinion. It's just so unique, so interesting. I got this one, the snare here. This is using I think the plug roll. Yeah, plug roll 2.0. I use this one a lot. It's from the Wint5 kit. It is so far. I just changed the timing of this note and then copy this one over. I love it so much. I've been using it. I'd spam this way too much to be honest with you. My drums are getting a little bit repetitive, but that's why I add shit like perk loops. So this is what it sounds like. You know, cool, whatever. And then like the roll. Damn, it just sounds so good. Uh EQ. Wait, shit. What? Oh, nah. The perk loop had the EQ. These are the EQs for the perk loop. My bad. And then this one just has like an EQ on it as well. The next one is just a snare. Playing simple patterns and shit at the end of each bar. I do this a lot where I'll play it like this. Usually it's on this bar, this bar, this bar, and this bar. But I just switched it around this time. This one has delay on it. This one is just like the classic Zay snare, playing the same pattern as that other drum, this one, but on this beat here at the end of the bar. This one just has, oh shit, it has nothing on it. This one, the triangle zap, it's like a, I mean, you can just hear it. Cool little bouncy pattern. I have cut itself on, and then I went over here to the velocity, and I just turned this middle one all the way down. So what this will play, but then when this one plays, it'll immediately stop everything, right? Instead of like, has a little bounce to it. Pretty simple. This one just has an EQ on it. Cut out the low end while boosting some of that triangle. This perk, pretty simple as well. Just something to add like a little bit of bounce, just some bounce to it. You know, that's ultimately what you want with your drums. You can overproduce them like me, but I use the same here with cut itself. So it stops right when the clap hits, which would be on this beat. You know, the whole purpose of your drums is just to make them bouncy. And I like to do that by fucking adding what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different drum samples. If you don't want to do that, that's on you, bro. Like, but I feel like it just, the more drums you add and the more different types of beats you accentuate and like whatever, it just makes it sound so good. I added this open hat with that crash preset from earlier, which has delay, reverb, EQ. This crash, which I add in every single one of my beats, it's the Malibu clean crash. And I always have this pattern. It's just so, I don't know. It's simple, it's on the beat, but it's also bouncy at the same time and off the beat. I don't know. It just creates like a cool little atmosphere. Has the same mixer preset as that other one. And then finally, just like the most simple chant pattern, which has EQ, reverb, phaser, and then high boost. This is from the Wint-Fi mixer preset thing. All together, this is what it sounds like. All right, effects. I'm gonna keep this simple because my effects are pretty simple. I have this classic dro, which I time stretch down to match the 8 bars, and then I turn the gain down. If you see in the top left, it'll see like gain, see gain, but also like if you zoom in, -30 on all of them with this fade in the volume. I have this bug riser from I Love You Sean, like that. Just playing pretty much every bar. It has like a cool, it's subtle but noticeable at the same time. Just makes it flow. Arrangement's also pretty simple. 5 bars of drums, 2 bars without drums, 2 bars with drums, and then an outro. I don't really think about hooks, verses, choruses, none of that shit because like I don't know. I feel like that's that's kind of fading out of the mainstream. People just punch in and rap on whatever. Make sure your drums cut out and it has like a bounce to it. All I can say there. This is a cool technique I've been doing. I use a melody bus when I'm mixing, which basically, if you didn't watch my mixing tutorial, you just select everything with command or control, left click, drag everything. You go down here to the arrows, like it'll have an arrow here. You right click, route to this track only. And what that'll do is it will, before all of these tracks go to get processed by your master effects, it goes to this one, and then you can put more effects. Instead of having to put these effects on everything, you can just put it on the bus and they all get put onto everything, if that makes sense. This has love filter with the cut turned all the way up, reverb, 2 soft clippers with the threshold turned all the way down, and then a low cut. I like to do melody buses because like I can just put the low cut on here and then everything has a low cut now. Now I don't have to put low cuts on everything. It's just more convenient. But that also means you can do stuff like this where you can cut out just the melody, right? And still have the drum volume going. Like that. I just have like a lot of transition effects. Like I have this hat tick. I have my my tag, this swoosh. This whisper tick from VVS Malibu is so fire. Oh my, bro. What the? That shit is crazy. I love that. Like that. And then a volume where it just pitches or where it just turns the volume down as the outro. But yeah, that's the whole beat. I wanna not to like be boastful or anything, but like I don't know. I feel like this is a direction we could start taking pluggnb while still keeping it pluggnb while also like making it more unique and shit instead of just making like go yard beat number 1000, 2000, 3000. You know what I'm saying? Zangang beat number 2 million or some shit. I don't know. This is just something cool that I made. I want to showcase to y'all. But yeah, I'm gonna play the beat in its full. Thank y'all for watching. Stay tuned. I'm gonna upload more on this channel, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, thank y'all for watching.